Hey, thanks for joining us on YouTube. What are you doing here? Oh, across the land, and my stick is shot at hand. Okay, so this is something that I have not shown you guys that I do. I wanted to step out of the realm of what I normally do, which is that of fiberglass and epoxy. And I wanted to show you something that is along the lines of a cloth doll, or a fabric doll. So this caricature is something that I never really covered. And let's take a look at the video and see what we got, shall we? Okay, so for this project, what I have done is sketched out just an idea of what the head would look like sideways if I wanted to do it that way, if I wanted to go forward, and here's kind of a sketch of the arm if I wanted to make it multiple layers, or if I just want to make it simple. I'm going to go ahead and make it simple. And so what I've basically done is drawn out one side. Oh, here's one thing I want to point out. Right here, you kind of want to mark where it connects at so that it lines up when you have two pieces of paper. Kind of overlap it, give it a little bit of space if you can. And then I drew it out to if the foot was flat. And then over here you can see the leg, which I think I'm going to go with. I'm going to use this pattern. So I'm going to make the foot go outwards on that, and then I'm going to draw it onto a separate piece of paper. Alright, and here you can see the folds in the paper, and I'm actually now drawing out if I wanted to make a man or a woman, whatever I want to in the future. And here is my pattern with the drawing of the leg to the side, and of course the hand to the side too. I'm actually using some material that is going to be that of a 53% linen and a 47% rayon material. Okay, so here's what my pattern looks like. I've actually finalized it. This is the pattern. This is what it looks like. I'm trying to pull back a little bit so I can get it off. And there's my pattern. It is 16.5 inches tall. And I wanted to make mention, wherever your full wideness is, I mean, the limit, because you're going to have to pull this material inside out. Try to make it no less than 3/4 of an inch. 3/4, 5/8 of an inch maximum at the lowest. Alright, here's the trick of mine that I always do. You probably already know about this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm on my sliding glass door here, and I've taken the two pieces and I've lined them up. I've made the squares so that, and the indentation of the lines and where it ends and whatnot. And now I'm ready to trace both halves. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the top. So I've traced the outside on the top, as you can see, and then instead of overlapping the paper like this is underneath, what I'm doing is I use clear tape and put these two pieces of paper together, and now I'm going to go ahead and outline this part of it. So once I trace that, I will usually come back, and anything that doesn't look like it's running smoothly or might have a little bit of problem when I'm transferring it onto fabric, I will try to make a darker line to smoothen it out to get the exact look that I'm looking for, so that I can see it clearly through the fabric when I'm using the light box. Okay, so if you're like me, I've been eating hot Cheetos and everything, so go wash your hands and make sure they're clean. If I use a clear tape when I did this, and what I'm doing is I didn't think about it. I had the original sketches, which is the light blue, and then the dark marks where I was trying to redefine the lines, and so I just went over it with my pens So what you want to do is make sure that kind of go over it. Make sure that there is no ink to be spread around on your fabric, because once you do that, you'll mark up your fabric. And other thing is, I went ahead, this is a light box, by the way, that I'm showing you here. And what I did is I taped my item down. I'm going to go ahead and cut the fabric. Okay, so I use the what I traced my pattern off of, and my figure is actually 16.5 inches about. I put these two pieces, I gave myself a couple inches, inch this way, and you can see the fabric has been cut. You'll have to iron it. Know which one is up, which is the face that you want to be facing, and which part you want to be down. You want it more smooth, you want it more rough. When you go to put these two halves together, as you can see, it is one continuous piece. I had folded it and cut off the excess so I have more material for another project. And the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put this down. I'm going to iron it, get some of the lines out so that when I go to trace, I won't have to deal with that. Once you get your fabric ironed, go ahead and tape it. Go ahead and tape it, not right on where the paper is, and then you can begin to trace. Use invisible marker, whatever it is you're going to use. Make sure that you can use it and sew it today. Once you've traced out everything, you can turn off your light box and you can see your tracing. Check it. Make sure it lines up with everything. And you're set to go. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is make sure that you flip this over and get your material all laid out, all nice and neat. Get a little bit of room there, a little room up here, and we begin the pinning. Also, what you want to do is make sure that all your drawings or everything precisely the way you want it. Any corrections, any arrows, anything you want to let yourself have note to when you come to sewing, you need to do that now. Now what I've done is I've drawn these entrance lines. Right here, there's two here, one at the top of the head. And I'm going to enter to be able to put the wire down inside. There's going to be one wire that comes here, about this length. There's going to be one wire that goes here. It comes down the leg and to the foot. This is going to help. And okay, so here's the next real fun thing. I'm taking all these pins and I'm stabbing through, going under the two materials and coming out. Stabbing through, coming out. I'm going to go all the way around the figure, and that's to secure everything so when I go to sew. Hey, if you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If there's any comments you want, go ahead and leave that down below. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. And if this is the first time you've seen the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like and all that jazz, and turn on that bell for notifications so when I put up other videos. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and everyone be safe out there, okay? So long, everybody. Bye!